Hi, I'm here with Shelly Cluff. She is this month's gallery featured artist, and we're going to talk about her work. So we want to make sure that you have an introduction to her work and to Shelly herself before the show, which is this Friday night. So we're hoping some of you who see this can come, and if you can't come, then you'll really enjoy this because it'll be a good overview of her work. So I guess I'm really glad that you're showing for the month of February because it's all florals and like pretty so stuff romantic. Like that. I know, I think I'm going to put an ad out there that says, come buy somebody flowers that last.
Oh,
because
yeah.
it's just so pretty. They're really pretty. So, so this is Shelly. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I live right here in Riverton, right where Flowerstone's at. I am a mother of 4 little kids and have a husband. We've been married almost 9 years now. And I picked up painting about 4 or 5 years ago. I went to those acrylic paint nights where they just walk you through step by step. I went to one of those when my oldest was a baby. It was just a girls' night, and it was fun. And I did a few more over the next few years, and then I decided I'm going to try and do this at home. And I did that in 2017. I bought some paints and started painting at home. And now I can do this. Oh my gosh.
So, and those are usually acrylics.
Yes.
So did you start with acrylics?
I did. I started with acrylics and dabbled in watercolor here and there, but really dove into watercolor just this last year. And I took a workshop from Kara Ina. She's an artist here in Utah, and called Expressive Florals. And it really cracked something in my brain open that helped me be able to paint the way I wanted to in watercolors, and it's just really been a fun discovery, and I've done a ton of watercolors since then.
See, if you come to a paint night, you could become a professional artist. You just never know what'll happen. I get so many people that go, I can't, and then
And my first paint night, it was such a stressful experience.
What did you paint?
It was a bird on a branch.
Okay.
I still have it. It's in my daughter's room. I should share it. It's not very good.
Well, now that the video's out there, everybody's going to be like, I want to see Shelly's first ever painting.
So I just had a few paint night paintings around the house, and it was fun. But it was super stressful the first time, trying to keep up with all the steps that the lady was doing and do it right. And now it's a release, and it's not stressful anymore.
Huh. Yeah. And were you always drawn towards the botanicals? And
I have always loved flowers. I found myself wanting to do floral paint nights, and there weren't a whole lot of them, I think, which is part of why I wanted to try painting at home. And when I first started painting at home, I was finding YouTube tutorials and things on how to paint flowers. And I was looking just the other day back at some of the flowers I painted back then, and not very good. And
we're our worst critics.
We are. And but yes, I've always loved flowers, and I really love blue skies against crisp greens, which is, you see that in a lot of my work as well. And I feel like this year I've really honed in, and I'm starting to feel more comfortable, and I found more of my style and my artistic voice, and I can see more common elements in my work as I
Isn't that fun?
It really is.
I remember a point as an artist where I went, oh my gosh, I have a style.
Yeah.
I could tell what was mine if I looked at things painted by a whole bunch of different artists. I think now I could tell what was mine, and for a long time I couldn't. I was kind of all over the place, and you kind of find your voice.
Yeah, I felt like fun. I tried to look at what other artists were doing and try to what are people buying? Maybe I'll try and paint that, and then I took a big long break from painting when I had my last baby because pregnancy just wiped me out. And then when I came back to it, I tried to do it from I'm just going to paint what I want to paint and what feels natural to paint. I'm not going to worry about selling it. I'm just going to paint for joy. And that's when everything has blossomed.
That is cool.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at a couple here. I'm going to change my hand here. So we've got some abstracts as well. And your abstract is a little different from your other work.
Yes, this was my first full collection of work that I did. There are 3 or 4 pieces that sold from this collection, so this is what's remaining of it. But this was really a great creative project to create a cohesive body of work. I'd never done that before.
You know what this one reminds me of? It reminds me of a conch shell. It's like the inside of a conch shell. It's so pretty to me. Like, that's what it reminds me of. And I tried painting the inside of a conch shell once, so maybe that's why it reminds me. I'll have to show you. It might be a really good match, but I love that, and then a little bit of gold.
And this series, I had wanted to do a bunch of big neutral abstracts, and that's where I started with. And this one started out as browns and tans, and then I started working in some kind of blush tones, and then it just drifted more and more pink. And I was fighting it, like, oh, it's going to be too girly. And I had this thought come into my head that femininity is not a flaw. And that became the name of the whole series. And the whole series became this soft pink abstract, and I love it.
Oh, that's neat. I love that. Oh, I love hearing the stories of the artwork as we go through them. So, let's see, and then you've got some fruits.
These are my most recent works, and I really love, so these two, and this piece, and this one way over here. These are my most recent acrylic paintings, and I feel like this is where I started to see my style start to come through. This one was actually in the Slick has an art show every year, and this one got accepted into that art show, which was another. I sort of feel like I'm playing pretend and hoping nobody catches me. So being here feels like that, and getting in the art show felt like that. But I really love blocky brush strokes. I love angles. And
yeah, but the way you layer this, I mean, it might be kind of blocky, but this is so delicate. Like the way it's layered just gives it that soft, like almost like the watercolor, but I mean, it's different. It's different because there are places that are really opaque, but just the way that they're layered is just so soft. It's almost like spun sugar or, or layers of tissue paper. Like it's just really soft and pretty in there. And this, I mean, I love this part. And for me, I love checking out those background areas because I see that happen in some of my paintings where you're just like, I don't think anybody's ever going to notice this. All those cool layers that come in there, but you got to see this one in real life, I think, to really appreciate it. I mean, it's beautiful here, but when you come and really see it under the lights, it's gorgeous.
And then the name of this one is Connection to Joy, because I felt like as I was painting this, I was really trying to pay attention to how do my hands want to move? What colors am I naturally drawn to?
Did you play music?
Well, maybe. I can't remember. Sometimes I do, sometimes
Just
I don't.
saying,
Depends on if the kids are asleep. And so this one felt like, I love this because it's where I feel like I found my voice, was in this painting.
Okay, so as we move over to here, this is a lot of what you're teaching this style in the classes that you teach here at Flowerstone. So this is what I was most familiar with when I was looking at your work. And you do this really unique thing. I want you to tell us about the birth flowers.
Yeah, so this is actually not a birth flower piece, but one of the breakthrough offerings I started doing are these birth flower commissions. So if you've never heard of it, here I'll have the chart on that. So every month, kind of like a birth stone, every month has a birth flower or two, and what happens is people will give me a list of all the members of their family and the months of their birthdays, and then I will turn it into a floral arrangement. So it's like a family portrait in flowers. So I love doing these. They've gone all over the country. I've even sent some to Canada now, and that's been really exciting, and I'm getting prepped for a whole bunch for Mother's Day because I think that's going to be good.
Shelly and I will both do a post about this so that you can see a little more. I'll post the chart and write about that. So if you want more information to contact her about a birth flower arrangement, you can. And you don't just do them as the bouquet arrangements like this, right? You can do that or a garden. Do you have one of the
garden?
It's this one? Does it kind of look like that?
I have done a couple where they are more of this style, where I'll have a series of flowers in a row rather than more of a bouquet style arrangement. So yeah, you can choose either one.
It turns out. I love that one too. It's so pretty cute. Yeah. So her watercolors are really defined by these light
pen marks.
You've got the light pen marks at the end that show it, but just even the florals themselves. Like I love these washy places and this, and then you do the lines. I think that's one of the hard things for some people in the class is not outlining what you have, but just again, really expressively drawing those flowers with light strokes. You don't stay on, what you have for the leaves.
Yes.
Look at this
I have to stay loose when I'm painting. I can't get too tight, which is part of why I add the ink at the end, so that I can like loosely follow what the paint already did, and then I can have fun with it and make kind of whimsical, playful little marks that bring it to life in a different way.
I really enjoyed the class. I painted a bouquet that I'm really happy with. I'm framing it for myself. It's so fun, like when you come in and you create something that you like enough to take home and put on your wall.
Yeah.
And so I think that I've seen a lot of people do that after their one workshop class with you, here and at the other workshops you've taught. So yeah, we're going to have watercolor classes with Shelly.
And I know I have at least 2 or 3 people who have sent me pictures of they went home and they started doing watercolor at home.
Oh, good.
Their own stuff. Yes, and they've sent me some pictures, and that's been super fun too, to sort of spark creativity in somebody else.
That is cool. Well, this was a fun introduction to Shelly's show, and we hope that you'll come see it all this month. She'll be up for the whole month of February in the gallery, so you can catch it anytime. We're open from 10 till 5, Monday through Saturday. Just come in and say hi, and I'll show you her work. And we'll put up a lot of posts about how to get in touch with her if you want a commission or something as well. So
thanks so much for watching.